right, so we are Acha, so recording. Oh yes, so we are here together. I'm in Italy and devotees are scattered around the world. And notification just came up. All right, let us begin. We're going to begin with our short Vandanam, our prayers. And we just welcome Maheshwari Devidasi, who just arrived. And also we can see Krishna Priya Devidasi, who's driving. Keep your hands on the wheel. Watch the road. Please. It's very responsible service to drive. All right, dear devotees, let us begin with the Vandanam. And this, as I think all of you know, Srila Gurudev would give a short invocation each time. And it would vary a little bit, but this was fairly standard, short invocation. Yes, Jai Gauranga Prabhu, Dandapat, good morning. Good morning, good afternoon. It's your afternoon, maybe, of today, and it's Rishabhanavi Devidasi's evening of yesterday. Just see how the world goes. All right. So, dear devotees, with the microphones off, we'll chant the mini Vandanam. Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuttapada Kamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavangscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatan Vitam Tang Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakan Vitangscha Om Agyana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Anmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Vancha Kalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahavaranyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gora Tuje Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivas Adi Shri Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So many things have been happening in this, well, I think all over the world, and this side of the world. We've just had the third anniversary of the installation of the deities here in Villa Govinda, the deities of Mahaprabhu, Radha and Krishna, means Gauranga, Gandarvika, Radharani, and Gopinath, Krishna, the Lord of the Gopis in Vrindavan. And so we just had the installation festival and a beautiful gathering of devotees locally, and even one devotee flew from Rome only for that program and was due to go back like the very next day, but could not go back the next day, means the heart wouldn't let them go back the next day. So did stay one extra night at the jeopardy risk of her job. But anyhow, some sacrifice for Krishna, and her employer will get some sukriti if they don't fire her. If they do fire her, he may not get sukriti. But anyhow, this was Bhanavi. She came from Rome. But yes, and devotees came from around and about. And then we've had a continuous festival since then. And then yesterday, which was the day after the festival was Friday, yesterday was Saturday. And yesterday we had still quite a few devotees, and devotees who came, Ravindra Krishna, his wife, and others who came from outside, who came from Mangalati, as well as for the programs in the day. And so a phrase I haven't used for a while, But I said, well, it seems like the festival is continuing. We've got all the devotees here. And then one devotee quoted my own quote back to me. Every day is a festival in Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Math for those who participate. Well, we had lots of people participating. And then we ended the day yesterday. Well, we continued the day yesterday with harinam sankirtan. And I don't know if anyone was filming or streaming. Sometimes devotees do. We see a devotee in front, with a camera, but I didn't notice that yesterday. But we did notice a lot of other people. It was the carnival day in Lecco beside Lake Como. Anyhow, it was the carnival day, and when we arrived there, we had to really make a concerted effort to get through the crowds and cross the path of the carnival with these giant speakers raised up on the front of a tractor. You know, the agricultural tractor, they have the fork at the front, then on the top of the fork, these giant speakers, all sorts of things going on. But we made our way across, and then here we are. There's a picture of us in a quieter place on Harinam Sankirtan yesterday in Lecco, yes, beside Lake Como. There you are, Savitri. There's Switzerland in the distance. It's all the Alps by different names. Oh, you can't even see them. Well, anyway, the cameras never really show mountains very well, but they're blending into the sky because the sky is white and the mountains are white. Almost you can see Switzerland. Anyhow, so we did have a grand Sankirtan with thousands of people who heard. Once we were able to get away from the loudspeakers, there were so many people in the city. And they're all trying to enjoy the carnival. What are they trying to do? They're trying to enjoy. And in one sense, it was for the children. We saw lots of children dressed up as whatever, but their parents also dressed up as whatever. So it was, I suppose, innocent enough. It wasn't gross like some other carnivals we've been to. It was more like innocent fun, but big loudspeakers and hollow. Nobody's really getting much satisfaction. And then the queues at the gelato store. Amazing. And I thought people are going to stand in this long queue just for that satisfaction of getting ice cream. And a long queue. We had to, when we were doing the Sankirtan, the queue is so long, we had to go around, we had to go back, cross, and then go on the other side. So, that's quite a dedication to taste an ice cream. You're going to stand in a queue for 20 minutes or something. Amazing. But anyway, we were chanting the holy name and reminding each other about we need to chant the holy name and not only make the sound of the holy name. And really, in our own imagination, I suppose, our own way, we're trying to call Radha and Krishna and Nitai and Gauranga and encouraging each other to do so too. And so anyhow, the people in the gelato queue, the ice cream queue, they get to hear the holy name too. So this was our weekend, and just that reminder, the Srila Guru Maharaj in the Golden Volcano of Divine Love book, he says, how is Mahaprabhu worshipped? That Mahaprabhu loves Sankirtan. He engages in Sankirtan. And the only way to worship Mahaprabhu is through sankirtan. And so the Mridanga and kartals is one obvious way of sankirtan. And other ways are the preaching and our individual and full heart chanting of the holy names. In one of the kirtans, the last line, or isn't it Jaya Radha Jaya Krishna Jaya Vrindavan? And then the very last line is Sankirtana Kohe Krishna Das, maybe. In one of the lines, the composer has given a song of the names of the Lord, and then on the last line says, I am doing Sankirtan by chanting these, even though alone, composed alone, chanting alone, you can say. But that chanting is Sankirtan because it is full chanting of the names of the Lord. Sankirtana Kore, somebody das, Sevarupa is searching intently. And Paramanandru can probably tell us without looking up on the database.
Which one, Maharaj? Snava Sankirtana Kohinara Tamadas or Sri Jaknava Pada Padma Kori Smaran? That's the Jaya Radha Jaya Krishna Jaya Vrindavan, the ending.
Okay, well, but Narottama Das song, what's the first line of that? Hari Haraya Nama Krishna? No.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, a kirtan we sing twice a day. And then, then that's Narottam Das Thakur saying, he's doing Sankirtan. But other places too, I believe Chaitanya Charitamrita and or Chaitanya Bhagavat, then we get this expression. Even though they're writing, they're expressing, they're doing Sankirtan. All right, so anyway, this is just a little news from here. And the basis of devotional life, where theme is to back to basics. I mean, the devotional basics. And when we first joined, a long time ago, when we are young and we joined, then one of the first items within 2 weeks on the curriculum for joining the course, which was a devotee course, Bhakta course, was to go out with the magazines and distribute them on the street. And that is Sankirtan, and they called it also Sankirtan, going out on Sankirtan. And then how many magazines did you distribute? Well, Paramananda Prabhu was at the top end of the scale, and I was at the bottom end of the scale of successful numbers of books distributed. And we had with us in India, we had with us somebody else who was at the top end of the scale. His name previously was Ramanuja Prabhu from Venezuela. And he was at the top end of the scale for many years of distributing the numbers of books and publications, collection. And his name is now Sripad Sajjan Maharaj, living now in Mayapur. So back to basics, and Lilamoy Prabhu's already told me he's ready with something to share. So we won't miss this opportunity when somebody's ready to share something. Lilamoy Prabhu, please, we are all ears underneath the hat.
Dandava pranams to all of you. It's always like that, putting on the spot, but I don't have no idea what I'm going to talk.
You're not put on the spot. You told me before we
Yeah.
began. Hare Krishna.
Okay, today I can try to share something that we listened today in our morning readings, in our morning programs. Me and Ram Sundar Prabhu, we are trying to every day watch some video, listen to Srila Govinda Maharaj, Srila Sridhar Maharaj, and it's always beautiful, always so many beautiful things. And my brain doesn't catch anything, and I don't remember anything always. I don't know what's happened, but today he was mentioned about that pastime of Krishna Das Babaji Maharaj, that he got kicked out by Srila Maharaj, that he was going to the some Sahajan Kirtan, and he got kicked out. And Srila Maharaj was very sad that he had to kick him out, but he came back because Srila Maharaj kicked him out, but never said that he couldn't be back. And he got back, and they got it back in a humorous way, and everything was good again. And he mentioned about that sometimes we go to the holy dham and mostly India and everything. And Srila Govinda Maharaj mentioning that sometimes we go to India and everything that we go, that everything is beautiful, everything is perfect, and sometimes we cannot see beyond that. And he mentioned that Navadvip, it's covered by Maya, that Maya, the veil of Maya. I don't know, that's the word. And we should see in that way, not black or white, but always with some clear vision about everything, that we are here, and Maya is here also. And he mentioned uh, about that. And one thing that you mentioned also in yesterday's Zooms, that we always should keep forward, keep in our journey, always, but always with our eyes open, and not being like naive all the time, because Maya is here, and it's really easy to 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 get lost in this material world. But we have a really hopeful message from our masters, our gurus, that really we have the clear instructions and clear message, and it's very hopeful for us. We just going, keeping forward, and always with the message in our hearts, with a clear understanding, with our guardians, and keeping forward, and we save. Always by the mercy of the Vaishnavas, never forget that. More or less in those lines. And that's it. Just trying to keep ourselves nourished with the videos, with the audios of Srila Govinda Maharaj, Srila Sridhar Maharaj, and we are safe. Jai.
Jai. And when we came back yesterday from the Harinam Sankirtan, then everyone had been chanting a lot for a long time. So when we came back just in time for the arati to Srila Gurudev at his Pushpa Samadhi. And then after that, we came in. And then, instead of having a regular evening chanting so much, then we understood that Guru Maharaj was available for and talking. So we chose, looked for a date, the same date as yesterday, which is the 21st of February. But there isn't one. I mean, I couldn't find one readily within a few minutes, but there was one for the 22nd of February, which is actually now today, as we're speaking here at least. And so it was exactly 44 years ago, and we were sitting at Srila Guru Maharaj's lotus feet. And the transcription was quite good, which I'm happy to say, of Guru Maharaj. And I mean, I can't say every word was perfect. I didn't scrutinize that well, but what I saw of the captions, they were quite good. So very helpful. And so there, we were hearing from Guru Maharaj about, a very living explanation about the gopis meeting Krishna in Kurukshetra. And so that did give us an opportunity to also play and explain. And again, a reminder that some leelas, some stories, some pastimes that are kind of very familiar to a lot of us, they're not familiar to everybody. And so this also was clear to me yesterday evening, because we then asked, so do you understand? And ask, so what is the summary? And then we see that really not catching everything, even though we tried to start and stop, explain, how Guru Maharaj takes the voice of the gopis speaking to Krishna, and then he takes the voice of Krishna's reply to the gopis, like this. And anyhow, at least we mentioned after hearing for some time, maybe 15 minutes, not so long, but not so short, because the captions were there. And everyone was quite happy to be with Guru Maharaj rather than singing some more. Anyway, that was what we did yesterday evening. Again, as Lilamoy Prabhu was saying, utilizing what is available to us all. And that was on the Srila Sridhar Maharaj video series channel on YouTube. And then that was the 22nd. You can watch the same video. It's quite clear. One of the clearer audios. 22nd of February 1982 is that recording we were listening to. And we were listening about halfway through, by the way, because my computer knew we'd already been listening up until that point. It remembered where we got to. We are grateful for the brains of the computer. Hare Krishna. The memory, maybe it doesn't have brains, but it has memory. No, it has brains, but doesn't have a heart. Okay, we won't start analyzing the computer, the philosophy of a computer. Hare Krishna. So back to basics. So let's come to questions. Sometimes they ask, do you have any questions? A little late in the program, in the hour. Do any of you have a question? From Seva Rupa. That's the Srila Sridhar Maharaj video channel, is it? Or is that that particular video?
Yeah, it's that particular video from the channel.
All right. And if, as you all know better than me, probably, when you go to that, you will see you can click below the video where it's explaining where it's found. And then you'll see it saying Srila Sridhar Maharaj video series. If you click on that, it'll open up the list. Hare Krishna. And Sevarupa put.
Yeah.
Sri Guru
Not
Vaishnava
sure.
Padme Koryasha Nama Sankirtana Kohi Naratamadas. Yes. Bimal Krishna Prabhu, reveal a little of Oregon's devotional secrets, or North, is it Oregon or North California? One of the two.
Northern California.
Northern California, okay.
Dandavats devotees. Don't know what to say about Northern California.
Rain?
Little cold, yeah, little rain, little cold, but just I guess myself personally, I did come prepared because I have had some thoughts. Just for myself recently, I'm kind of going through some, I guess, troubles with the body or whatever, and so I was just thinking about that a lot. I mean, these things come up in our lives that we have to deal with, whether it's mundane or not. But I was just thinking a lot about, thinking about Guru Maharaj and him talking about the verse, the Tate Nukampam verse. And I was looking at that a bit in Divine Aspiration in like the second, it's the connection with the center. I think it's like the second chapter. I can read something if that's okay. Like,
definitely. And let us know who you're reading from, who's speaking. Yes.
This is Divine Aspiration. So
by Srila Guru Maharaj, yes.
Yeah, Srila Guru Maharaj. So, but this one is called Key to Success, and it says, we must be prepared for anything. Anything from the environment may come to us, but we are to face it with optimism. That is the key to success in our life. The highest advice is given in Srimad Bhagavatam. Tate nukampang sushamikshamano bunjana evatma kritam vipakam priyadvag vapurbhir vidhadan namaste jiveta yomukti pade sa dayabak. He says, one who, in the hope of achieving your grace, tolerates all kinds of adverse conditions due to the karma of his past deeds and passes his days practicing devotion to you with his mind, words, and body, is truly eligible for becoming your unalloyed devotee. It says, we have no ability to interfere with the environment. To do so will only be a useless waste of energy. Rather, we must try to correct ourselves so that we can adjust with the circumstances we find surrounding us. We have been advised that the best estimation we can make about the environment is to see it and understand it as a grant. A grant means something which is given, but from where is this grant coming? It is coming from my Lord, and he is my guardian. He is supreme. He is autocrat. So what is coming from him is his grace. We are living by his grace always, and it is not a matter of right. That we are living and existing at all is not our birthright. Whether we exist does not matter to the infinite whole. So tate nukampam susamikshamano. Whatever comes is his grace. It is not earned by my right, my ability, or my qualification. Our well-guided estimation about the environment should be such. And we must be satisfied with whatever grant we get. It is not a matter of right. We are not to see with the eye of any right whether we are getting our own quota or not. Am I getting my own portion, my own share? This should never be our attitude. At the same time, we must try to see that whatever trouble we find is self-acquired. Due to my own defective position, I am in such a condition. I am so low, so mean. Our vanity will have to disappear forever when we realize fully our dependence on his grace. I have got no position. I am fully dependent on his grace. My whole existence, whole prospect, everything, it is only on account of his grace. And that's kind of that section there. But just really been thinking a lot about it because just trying to kind of surrender to like my circumstances at present. I mean, I basically have a pinched nerve in my back, but it's stopped me from working and things. And as we all know, like speaking's not my strong point. So like usually my seva is more physical, type things. So I'm basically just having to adjust and just look at this as it's a step in a process, and I don't know where it's taking me, but trying to just surrender to it and see, what's waiting. I've read a thing that says, I believe Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, I'm paraphrasing, but he says that, those who complain about their environment and their circumstances, they're only seeing the first step. They're not seeing the third or the fourth step. So, I don't know what's coming. I'm just trying to surrender to my present circumstances, and that's kind of been my meditation, and just trying to get through my karma and just trying to have faith that, it's all, leading me into a direction that's positive, and, hopefully someday I'll be with the devotees again and, can still do some kind of seva. And anyway, that's been kind of my meditation, but happy to be here with you all tonight. My dandavats to you.
Dandavat. You remind me very much. We've got a devotee here. I mean, not living here, but some distance away. And she was an athlete and still athletic. You can see she's athlete body with running and sports and many things. And she's now in middle age, you can say. But she's been with these back pains for some time now, and the doctors say this, that, and the other, and anyway, she's learning to live with it, and from being a very active person to being immobilized, not fully immobilized, because can go by car and can not walk at all, but everything with pain, and she's also seeing this in a Krishna conscious way, and it's a big step because it's not theory, then it's absolutely practice. Not practice physically, but practice this attitude of the environment. But I mean, Guru Maharaj said it from the very first translation that you were giving, not translation, a description of what he was saying after the translation, that this is the key to success. And so this is our optimistic approach to all these difficulties. And this is something from the very beginning, the early days when we came to Guru Maharaj. It was a very new idea for us. We've read the books of Srila Prabhupada, but this emphasis on adjustment to the environment, no doubt it's there. I mean, it's absolutely there in Srila Prabhupada's books. That verse is there in his books and the purport. But somehow the consistent emphasis of Guru Maharaj on this particular point, that it seems we all want to make our own environment and make our own heaven, if you like. We're all trying to make our own environment. But if we just accept what Krishna has given and adjust it with Krishna at the center, and to learn that his affectionate hand is behind everything, then that in English is known as being conscious of Krishna. Otherwise, Krishna conscious, which is what we're really aiming to do. So no doubt, Bhima Krishna, everybody wants your pinched nerve to go away. And I know another devotee who gets shooting, and there in America, who gets shooting pains since a long time ago, since a road accident decades ago. And they get these shooting pains. Road accidents, it's a good idea to try and avoid road accidents. Hare Krishna, I mean, really, it's a good idea. Like we said at the beginning, I mean, driving is a responsible service, a responsible duty. Hare Krishna. But Bhima Krishna was not from a road accident. It happened. Hare Krishna. And the other day I was reflecting on how, we don't want to go into the realm of road accidents, but we've seen road accidents and we've seen bad road accidents. And one of them was a bad road accident. And I assume all the occupants, the two of the occupants of the car, after it all happened right in front of me. As we are driving, another vehicle came by. It was in the rain. It skidded. It kind of coming past the bus that we were in. It came by, and then it skidded, was going like sideways, and the driver, obviously, I mean, he could have controlled it if he'd known to drive into the skid, not try to drive the other way, which is the natural reaction. Anyway, the car rolled and rolled and rolled, went into the central reservation between the two flows of traffic, and went upside down on its head, hit trees upside down along that metal rail. And it all happened in front of us. And our bus driver stopped. And from there, two dazed people came out from the side, each side of the car, and they're like walking and dazed in the road. And it does come in your mind that they've been protected somehow or another. Krishna gave the accident, but protected them. And how is it that every minutest movement of the car with the tree branches, hitting it and smashing up the car, that the two people in the car were able to be untouched? Now we can say coincidence, luck, but we know that Krishna's hand is behind everything. And I've seen other accidents, some not so fortunate, but another bad accident I remember. And all the people, I don't know in that car if there were more people in the back seat, but I saw another accident where all the people in the car, they got out. And drunk, by the way, that other road accident, they got out. And drunk, but it was a bad accident. Again, flipping over, rolling over again and again, going off the road down into the field. Anyway, how Krishna arranges even those things which happening instantly, but everything is designed and destined by the Supreme Lord. That expression of Guru Maharaj. Designed and destined. Hare Krishna. Yes, so any question or any feedback from anybody, something to share. Okay, I'll give one feedback, and we should. Today is, you'll see on the calendar, is Tarangini Devidasi's disappearance day. Who is Tarangini Devidasi? The question will come. And it is the mother of Srila Govinda Maharaj. She passed away in the mat. The last few years, she was given shelter in Sri Chaitanya Saraswat mat by the order of Guru Maharaj. Guru Maharaj told to Govinda Maharaj, you must give shelter to your mother here in the ashram. And she stayed in the ashram in the downstairs room, the closest room to Srila Guru Maharaj's Samadhi, downstairs. She lived there the last few years, and she was the object of affection for so many of the Western devotees, especially the lady devotees who got the opportunity to serve her. And all the ladies who served her, hearts were melted. And if we can think about this idea of Krishna's looking after every slightest movement, even when it's at high speed, and one day, not so long before she passed away, when she was quite, aged, then the spinning fan in her room just fell from the ceiling while spinning. It just fell from the ceiling, as fans obviously do. Anyway, when things are not properly fixed, take shortcuts and then these things happen. But it fell, it was spinning, and it didn't hit her. It hit something and it went to the side and went down. So again, another thought, comes up just in relation to her who passed away on this day. In what year, I can't say, I'm sorry. Oh, but the internet can probably tell you. Sorry about that. But passed away. And of course, devotees went in procession to the burning ghat in India. When somebody passes away, they go the same day in general. The very same day they go to be burned. And it is for the benefit of the departed soul too. That chapter of life, that birth, that chapter of life, it's over. You can't go back to the body. The body is finished. We have to go forwards. It can only go forwards. And it's a little shocking when we come to the West and we see the standard practice is to keep a body for some days. And you think, why is it the standard practice? And somebody said, because if any suspicion comes, then they can cut it into pieces and see whether it was true. That's very disrespectful for the departed person. Hare Krishna. So that's a little feedback from me about today, because it is her disappearance day. And we can remember the fruit of her life. A tree has a fruit, and if we pick those fruits, offer to Krishna, we're very happy for the tree is very happy. And the fruit of her life, Srila Govinda Maharaj. And who was Srila Govinda Maharaj? He was so super special. And she had two other sons, Dhananjaya Prabhu and Vishwarup Prabhu. Both of them we know. And both of them devotees. Both of them lived in the mat for some time. Dhananjaya Prabhu lived in the mat the last section of his life, only the last section. Maybe earlier, before marriage, I don't know. And Vishwarup Prabhu was a brahmachari in the mat when we joined. So that's 1982. And we were just saying, we were hearing Guru Maharaj from 1982 yesterday. And Vishwarup Prabhu, he was a brahmachari in the mat, and his seva was running the printing press, the physical printing press, where it's really dangerous machine, where you got to put the paper in and take out the paper and put the paper in with every movement of the machine. And it's a heavy clunk. And many printing press operators have got part of a finger missing, part of a thumb missing, including our printer in Calcutta. But Vishwarup was running the printing press. But then he did get married, and an example too, he got married, and Guru Maharaj, when he approached Guru Maharaj, then Guru Maharaj said to him, and this is in Bengali, so we got the translation, he said to him more or less, you know everything. You've been a brahmachari in the temple, you know everything. And your decision to get married, so you get married. And now your first duty will be maintenance of your family. And with whatever extra energy you have, you keep service connection here to the temple. This was Guru Maharaj's directive to Vishwarup Prabhu. And he went into family life. And then in his later time, when he got terminally sick, again, I mean, these things happen. So he got sick later, his family growing up after, when means how many years? Well, must be 20 years or something like that, more than 20 years later. Then he then knows he's going to die, and not to burden the temple with him in his last days of, devotees or somebody having to look after him. But that day, when his whole family, everything saw that he's now about to leave his body, he made the prayer to his family, please let me go and pass away in Sri Chaitanya Saraswat mat. They brought him to the mat, and that same evening, he or may have been early next morning, is possible. But that same night, within 24 hours, this way, he passed away in Chaitanya Saraswat mat. His wish was that. So once a devotee, always a devotee, he would come for all the festivals too. But this is Vishwarup Prabhu that we are talking about. So 3 sons, and of course, well, all 3 sons Vaishnavas, but of course we've got Srila Gurudev, the carrier, the holder, the living example, everything of the main current of Mahaprabhu's teachings, revived to the world at large by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And that great responsibility was with Srila Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj. So it's his mother, Tarangini Devi Dasi, who passed away on this day, in whatever year it was. And there in California, or maybe Oregon, I don't know where the border is, but Sita Devi Dasi, who was living in that area, she was serving her, means Gurudev's mother, very affectionately, and others as well, with much heart, concern, care. Jai. From Rishabhari, that's everyone. Southern Oregon. Okay, Southern Oregon. It's like Italy and Switzerland. We showed the picture earlier on and said, there's Switzerland. But it's just a name, isn't it? An imaginary line of imaginary name, but it's a name. So we also have Goloka Vrindavan, it has a name. And the forests of Vrindavan have their names. So Southern Oregon, yes. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Paramananda Prabhu, or any of you, do any of you have a question? Paramananda Prabhu is here. You can ask him a question, and I can be quiet. I can be quiet, honestly. Mayeshwari, you do have a question.
Well, getting a question, Maharaj, is like winning a national lottery these days.
Sometimes devotees really do have questions, and some of the questions really are, we wouldn't think that. Yeah, well, that's a genuine question. They're really asking that. Rupa Nuga Prabhu is like that. He's got things, and he just wants to know.
Sometimes too genuine, Maharaj.
What?
Sometimes don't know what to answer to Rupa Nuga. He's got unique questions, as you know.
Yeah. Mayeshwari, Devirasi.
Dandavat Maharaj and all friends. As we were talking just a little bit before about, Krishna has this all, in his focus, in his plan, whatever. Where does the concept of free will fit into Krishna consciousness? I mean, is it the fact that we choose to come to Krishna consciousness, or how does that factor in?
All right, so here's Paramananda Prabhu, and this is a good question, and it is the super generosity and opulence of Krishna that he does give us our little free will. So that's my one sentence, and here's Paramananda Prabhu with lots of ways to see this and to know the treasure that Krishna's given us that we should use carefully. Yes.
I was actually thinking about Krishna's involvement in everything. We like to say that nothing moves without his will, and everything is arranged by him, and all of those kind of general expressions that we have. But I personally think, and it's in the Shastra too, if you pay attention, that Krishna doesn't do macro-management. He is not involved, we can say he is. And yet simultaneously he is not involved in every macro-management, every blade of grass, every particle of dust, and all of that. I mean, he does it through his energies, through his expansions, an infinite quantity of expansions. But if we speak about Krishna, Krishna Swayam Bhagavan, who is Gopavesh, Venukar, Navakishore, Natavar, dressed like a Gopa, playing the flute, very youthful, and likes to dance, and a very good dancer too. That kind of Krishna is very busy to do macro management of this whole creation and spiritual world and all of that. He's very busy. So he doesn't do that. But then there's a conflicting statements we can say in the Shastra when Krishna says, when it comes, there are some exclusions out of general rules always. So Krishna points that out. When it comes to my devotee, that is when I take it personal. I take it seriously and I do it myself. I'm not really delegating anybody. Maybe I will send directly from myself on my request, I will send my dear associates to assist. But really, this is my personal involvement, and my personal interest is with my devotees. And why is that? Because of love. That's the universal principle. Everything is run by that principle. It's the cause of all causes, we can say. Without love, without relationship based on love, there is nothing. Even Krishna cannot sustain himself without that. He needs that. He is described in the Shastras, the one who sustains himself by experiencing bhav, ecstatic loving exchange between him and his companions, the dear ones, Preshta. It is described so beautifully in the Pranam Mantra to Govindaji, Preshta libim sevya manam smarami. And Guru Maharaj points out why it is so dear to us, this concept. Krishna is the most beautiful, most fully revealing himself in the company of those who are very dear to him. That's where he is fully Krishna. And when he is not with them, he is not fully Krishna. We remember the humorous conversation between Shuk and Shari when Mahaprabhu is visiting Vrindavan. When one is trying to promote Krishna, how wonderful he is, and then it was all cancelled by one simple statement. When my Radha is by his side, then yes, he is the all-attractive Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yes, but she must be by his side. His devotee must be by his side. Then he is really Krishna, who is all-attractive. And love cannot be forced, as you know. It's a free flow. And that's when the aspect of free will comes. So how can you force anyone to love anyone? I mean, it just cancels the whole thing. So Krishna doesn't want that kind of forced relationship, forced slavery, forced absolutely anything. He wants your conscious, heartfelt. In fact, you're probably going to be unconscious by then. You will be taken by the flow of divine love to him. That kind of relationship he wants. And that's where your freedom stands. And that's what it is for. It's not to exercise your right to be him. Actually, that's a misuse of that. But the proper use of that is to express your love freely towards him. That is your freedom. And it's not uniformed. It's not something same. No, it's absolutely unique in each individual case, and that makes it even more beautiful. And that's why we like to hear how Krishna dances with all the gopis and the whole thing. He's only theirs and no one else in the world is really on Krishna's mind, or all those 16,108 palaces and queens, and in each of them he is there fully. It's like that. So they can express freely their feelings for Krishna, and they have their own unique relationship with Krishna. So that is the free will. So he wants us to go to him. He is missing us way more than missing him. And in every Shastra it is described. I mean, my most beautiful examples that I remember, because we're not permitted, actually, we're not qualified to read every Shastra. And there's so many wonderful Shastras, but we have to grow up before we can actually venture that way. But in Brihad Bhagavatamrita, it is so beautifully described by Srila Sanatana Goswami, how Krishna and even Vishnu, you can say, oh, Vishnu, he's all this grand and all this Aishwarya and all those rules and regulations and a certain amount of Vaidhi Bhakti you have to follow in relationship with Lord Vishnu. But Vishnu is feeling so much separation from his devotee, to such degree that he is ready to break every law. I mean, he is the lawmaker. That's okay, understandable. But still, if you break your own law, what kind of system we're talking about? And he doesn't. He does it only in one case, when he is overwhelmed by that desire to reunite with his devotee. He is overwhelmed by love on his side. And he knows it is there in the heart, but it needs to be awakened. And so he breaks every law and he arranges for that devotee, for his love to be awakened by sending his representatives. And then again we hear when the beautiful meeting happened between Gopakumar and Krishna. Who is running? It's not Gopakumar who is running. It's Krishna who is running to embrace him. And who is fainting? Not Gopakumar. Well, he fainted too in the end, but Krishna fainted first, just for the record. So look at this beauty and look at this wealth of love that came to us. is incredible, impossible to understand. But again, this is where our wealth of free will, so generously given to us by Krishna, lies. I hope I, at least a little bit, at least a spark of something came through.
Beautifully, Prabhu, with the heart of the subject, heart of the matter. And Seva Rupa Devidasi, she's caught of course means found in revealed truth. The question, and this question, Maheshwari, sounds familiar. If not a blade of grass moves without the will of the Lord, then do the Jiva souls have free will? So very similar. So I think we should ask Seva Rupa Devidasi to read Srila Gurudev's words. So this is Srila Gurudev, Srila Bhaktisundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj.
Microphone on. Downwards. Okay. Yes. So I think Paramananda spoke from the heart, and I was just trying to search. But yes, from Revealed Truth by Srila Govinda Maharaj, Srila Gurudev. So the answer to that question is Krishna gives the Jiva soul some free will. Krishna wants to see if the Jiva souls will willingly serve his divine lotus feet and dedicate themselves to him. That is Krishna's desire. He gives the Jiva souls free will and does not disturb it. This is because he wants to have a loving relationship with them. And love is not possible without free will. This is why Krishna created his neutral Shakti, which is the Jiva Shakti, for the expansion of his loving pastimes. The Jiva soul's nature or dharma given by Krishna is to have free will. Free will means consciousness. Consciousness means thinking, feeling, and willing. Every Jiva soul has these three capacities, and they are always active. The Jiva souls can never stop thinking, feeling, and willing. The Jiva souls are always pursuing something by their nature. They are always active and seeking. The Jiva souls are part and parcel of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, who is Satchit Ananda Vigraha, the embodiment of eternity, consciousness, and ecstasy. This means the Jiva soul's nature is also Satchit Ananda, eternally existent, conscious, and ecstatic. The Jiva soul's existence is built by Krishna's own existence, just as a sun ray comes from the sun. The Jiva soul's thinking, feeling, and willing, the Jiva soul's conscious nature, which is Chit, is always seeking the Jiva soul's positive nature, which is Ananda. This means that they are by nature searching for Krishna, searching for the ecstasy, love, beauty, and charm that are present within him, that is Krishna. Jai Gurudev.
All right, now everybody feel free to chant and dance. This is the potential. This is what we are living for. This is the potential within each of us. Beautifully answered by Sripad Paramananda Prabhu. Beautifully answered, of course, by Srila Gurudev. And by the way, I got the question, came up here. Today is the disappearance day of Sri Yukta. Let me just look at that. I think Sri Yukta Tarangini Devidasi. Yeah, so the question just came up. Sri Yukta. Sri Yukta is simply respectful address. And it will, in this case, it will be with a long A at the end for a lady. So Sri Yukta. It means honorable person, honorable lady. And there is Sri, Srimad, Srimat, Sripad, Srila, Sri Yukta. There are various Sris, but they're all Sri. And for the ladies in particular, then this, for the very honorable ladies, and this name Sri Yukta is given. So that question came up. So her name isn't Sri Yukta. It's like saying the most respectable Tarangini Devidasi. So there's a question, there's an answer.
Or venerable Maharaj, that's another one.
Venerable, yes, there we go. Then in one word, venerable, that's a nice, suitable word for this. Yes. Hare Krishna. All right, well, we do have free will. Oh, she left this world on March the 4th, 2006. Yes. It took me some searching to find the date. Okay, well done. You found it, Rishabhanavi. Good for you. All right. Well, today and now during this time in Italy, exactly when we are meant to finish, the Aarti here begins. It's now 6:01 a.m. and for the last 01 minutes, they've been chanting the Aarti because we have clocks which I didn't know existed until a few months ago. We have clocks which are connected to the satellite. So they're as exact to the second as our mobile phones and things, as long as the satellite is exact to the second. But it is interesting that we can have that instead of having clocks saying all kinds of different times. And then which one is the pujari going to work off today? So anyway, Krishna has allowed this technology. Let us use it. And so I'll continue on this side of the world, but happily with you all for this hour of back to basics and some reflections on current circumstances for us individually, the day itself, some reflections of what Guru Maharaj told 44 years ago today in his natural discourse, and also this point about our free will, and now not just to know about free will, but now to use it properly for love, beauty, sweetness, charm, everything that the heart is hankering for. And as a side product, eternality, eternally loving, beautiful. All right, dear devotees, let us continue with jais to those without whom we would not have any proper idea of anything. We'd be in the speculation mode at best. But all speculation gone, all reality delivered through the channel of Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Srila Bhakti Rakok Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur ki jai. Our whole Sri Rupa Nuga Guru Vaga ki jai. Nama Acharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai. Vishvarenya Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. All the Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Acharya Vrinda ki jai. All the assembled devotees ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. And Sri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari Bo. Bancha Kaupatarubiascha Kripa Sindhuvi Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha.
Jai Srila Bhaktivedanta Madhusudan Maharaj ki jai.
That's to each of you individually, and to each of you too on Facebook. I didn't turn on Facebook today. We're trying not to challenge the internet too much because still we're trying to get it to work properly. But today, I think it was very well behaved by the grace of Krishna. All right. To all of you here and in the recorded version, all best thoughts and my obeisances. Ami Ashchi. Govinda, Govinda, Govinda. But you can stay together. You don't have to this verse. You can speak in Portuguese, Afrikaans, American, Australian, Swiss, Russian. See, all different languages are here.
Bimal, how bad it is?
Are you asking me?
Yep.
Oh, it's pretty bad. I'm struggling. I mean, it just hurts. It's painful, but I've always dealt with back problems, but this is just, it's to the point now where like I have a hard time standing or sitting, and it's hurting like when I was sleeping. So I've just got X-rays yesterday, and then, but I'll take care of it. I'll do some physical therapy, or
Yeah, just don't go for surgery. No matter what, just don't go there. I had
Yeah.
it for 10 years, in and out, and I actually fixed it with exercises and being, changing my lifestyle a bit.
Yeah, I could probably afford to lose a